Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose. Welcome, and as you can hear from the music, we are playing once again one of my favorite horror games where your decisions matter, Slay the Princess. Not necessarily going to tie it to any sort of thing. I am going to do a previous save, or previous load. This is not a kid-friendly family channel. I'm going to do a previous save where I am going to last time I think I did the adversary route. I am going to take the beast route, because there's a couple different things that I want to see there. So we'll dive right in. We'll pick this save right here.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
It's never once upon a time with this guy. It's always... Here, let's have him even, so we are both equal. It's never once upon a time with this guy. It's always like, you're on a path. This is your thing. Narrator, rude.
You're here to slay her.
Now we continue to count. Okay, so
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find a warning before you go any further.
So
She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him. He doesn't know what he...
proceed to the cabin. So
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale.
yeah. I forgot I can skip it. So we need to just enter the basement unarmed and then under fake pretenses. We have to make fake pretenses essentially. So we have to say we're going to save her, give her the chance to release, and then we're going to, because we need the narrator on our side. He locks the door. He closes and locks the door. That is a spoiler. If you're seeing this for the first video, watch the other videos. Watch the first playthrough from a couple of weeks ago, and absolutely give those a watch. He locks the door. He's the narrator. He's in charge of the world. He closes and locks the door. It isn't until we are combined with the princess that we can fight the narrator's thing. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Spoiler. Cannot make that clear enough. So we just enter the basement.
The door to the...
Yeah, so we gotta do this one. Lie, I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
This hurts. This is hard because she's so sweet.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it. Only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't.
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Did I mess up somewhere? Return to the bottom of the stairs. Okay.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from... Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you...
There we go. So without hesitation,
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally.
Here.
The wound drives her to the ground.
Okay.
Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
Yeah, unfortunately.
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
Tell him, hero. Drink syringe so I can see my screen.
Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm.
Like, she's got an injury on, like, one arm, and she still counts on us. Like, dude.
Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Just using a bit of a wiki right now, so I know chapter 2. There we go. Which just the beast around. That one. Alright, let's see. This is the beast. Do the right person is to be a killer, or do we? Honestly, we'll go with give up.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes dark, and you die.
The beast.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no. She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If you doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright, proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe. The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And a mirror.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
The mirror reflects how handsome we look.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
For first-time viewers, just wait till the end of the episode and you'll see what we mean by that. So, yeah.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone.
Just to appease the hunted, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Alright. So this chapter branches to two different chapter 3s. So into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral. Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
She's right there. She's right there. I'm jabbing her in the butt. She's right there.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
Oh yeah, no, she's still attached.
Remember, she's just a princess.
Yeah.
She is certainly not just a princess.
Yeah, definitely not.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
We're gonna save real quick here.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
Oh, I can hear your heartbeat. I'm just gonna be like in the jungle, just like singing my heart out. Music cures the savage beat. What'd you call me? Oh shit.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
You know, for a lady and for a princess, you really do posture like a lot.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
Ooh. Hello.
The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Good thing I saved, yeah. Yeah, click, she's a chance to be fine. Stand still.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous. The princess lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger.
That was so cool. That was great animation.
She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
Okay.
I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time. The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
Ooh, so we broke some fourth wall, huh?
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
Where's her uvula?
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
Talk to the cabin. Dig with the steel claw.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Screw you! Oh, shoot.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart.
Stomach? Heart? I don't know biology.
The pulling returns to bang as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Slay the princess.
Though your body is dissolving, eroding into unrecognizable shapes, your will drives it forward. You have a target, and you will strike it. We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite. No, it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone, functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
So you found a way to kill me? Then we'll die together, and I will see you again soon.
With those prophetic words, you do not draw another breath, your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die. But at least you've saved the world. I hope.
Chapter 3, The Wild.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still, vast, unfathomable.
I like when the princess is like this.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are you?
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
Well, actually.
Nah, not really. It all seems so petty right now. She ate you, and now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
Shut up, narrator.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This thing watching us. What is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
No, you're just watching.
That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
Again, looking at the first playthrough from a couple weeks ago, we'll explain everything.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Enough of this guy. How do we stop
We
him?
push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Okay, so this is our access to the different wilds. Let's see. Turn to warrior, find your freedom. Remember how it felt. It's like, okay.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty. We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
I can feel a thumping, a heartbeat, like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
I think we should hear out whatever it is that's trying to be heard. I like to take all options into account before making any big decisions, and what's the harm in just listening?
Gaze at the terror in your heart.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all. All of that digging with the knife, and we didn't even get to win. That was hard work. I wanted to win. And what's the point of being part of a larger whole if we're not the one in charge of that whole?
Really surprised me with the drink of candy. I am very happy with this.
As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. And you can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
No! I devoured you! I won! I put things back the way they were supposed to be!
Not really.
Some division, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
Oh, that's neat.
And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live. Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill. Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
That sucks. I never want to kill you, not really. But we can't be the same thing as each other. I have to put an end to my abilities.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. And that other thing is... we'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it. He's weak. Thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're clearly the ones with authority around here, so we can do whatever we like. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I didn't think you would do that after everything.
Neither did I.
It so cold without you.
Look when the hands do the caress thing. It's so sweet. You don't get to respond a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave and return.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? This doesn't that thing reeks of death. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them. You need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. Find yourself in a long quiet once again. You're at the cabin. Approach. Hey girl.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart.
Sweet.
Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
Oh, I dig that. I really do dig that. Okay. I am gonna go back and load this one here.
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
And we are going to move and not get devoured.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
Terrified, I'm just having candy.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now. You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
Okay, here we go.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
Ah.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
Okay. I don't want to get the other one. Save real quick. Stop hiding.
If
Show
you
yourself.
want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims. and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something. This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive. If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take a risk. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you tighten her grip on the blade and lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Ha! Look at that! We wounded her.
Alright, keep going.
And she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery. You collapse to the floor. She wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
Hey. Hey.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
You die. The den, here we go.
You're on a path in the Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
Yeah, stubborn, we're back.
You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger? When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you. Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out. And how do you intend to do that? We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows. Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
We are, for now.
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead. Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt.
Kinda does. Oh yeah.
If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much. Consider this your last opportunity to make things right, for you and for the rest of existence, but especially for you.
Not what I want to do.
We don't need your pep talk. I'll make sure we pull this off. Like I said, we're going to fight her. But we're so small.
We're huge.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. And if she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop, that's all we need to put her on the defensive. You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do. We've already been over the plan. I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan. It's a better plan than you had last time. I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing. The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade, even if it's not a very big one. Great. That mirror's back, and it's where the door is supposed to be. What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it. Yes, take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. One step closer to ending this. You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair. You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique. That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It went away after we reached out to it last time. Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm? You bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety.
Yeah, that'd be giving them raiders.
Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound. You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed. It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is. You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. Your quick reach, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment. See, I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now. Even more ferocity than before. But that voice in your head wasn't wrong. Within that ferocity, there is also hesitation. Not much, but enough. Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your heart. Reaches a climax. And
In the long darkness, but he doesn't respond. Eyes glance at you from the untextured threads of the world unraveled. Am I free, they ask? Oh. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave, and we return.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach them.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes something. You have to see its empty. Unraveled. We're only hitting the unraveled again because we've been playing through this part over and over again. So you bloat, you unravel, or you bloat, you wither, and unravel, it seems like. As you continuously discover who you are and who the entity is. You find yourself in the long quiet once again, because that's who we are. Aww. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
What are your thoughts on this vessel?
This one is consumed by instinct. a predator pushing those around her to adapt. She will make for a bold heart. She wishes me to devour you, to make you a part of myself, but she is only a voice. Do not mourn her, for she is part of something greater.
Well, I definitely dig that. We are going to just go back to the main menu, because that's not part of it. But yeah, so I do want to encourage you all to continue to comment the comments down below. In the last video, we got to see, so this is the entire beast route. This is all the beast right here. I think for a finale, I'm going to go into the witch route and see what routes are available there. There is one route that I want to see, because the witch also takes you into the wild as well. But there's a different route from the witch that I want to take as well. It requires some certain things, so I'm going to study that, learn that, practice it. And then I am going to do the finale where I pick which route in the adversary to finish off to add to the entity, and then we'll do that witch route, and then I think we should be done. I am gearing myself up to live stream it as I am recording this. It is the 27th of October of June, so the live stream will happen fairly shortly. And also discovered a different ending, so we're going to see what that looks like in a little bit. I look forward to playing that for you guys. But yeah, I will definitely live stream that with you guys. But in the meantime, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw today, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That all helps me grow the channel. Also, what grows the channel is Patreon. I have one patron right now, and I'd like to give them a shout out right now. Thank you, Murdoch, for following me at $5 tier. That's in Canadian funds, by the way. Check out the link down below in the description. You will see a link to go into my Patreon and see what perks get you, or what perks you can get, including a shout out in a following future video. If you know you're not able to help me financially, because a lot of people's purse strings are really tight these days, if that is not to your liking, then again, what helps me grow the channel and is completely free is liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, and also sharing the video. All of those things are free, and you can absolutely help me grow my channel and make this more of a full-time thing. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, keep an eye out for that live stream, and I'm going to live stream Slay the Princess and a different finale episode that will sum up this playthrough quite thoroughly, actually. And then hopefully I'll have some more Stardew Valley and Coral Island. So this probably gives it more time for maybe the 1.1 update from Coral Island to come out, because I've been playing the beta version, and unfortunately I've not been able to show that to you guys. But I very much want to still play Coral Island and Stardew Valley for you guys. But yeah, more of that as I'm recovered and recovering. But in the meantime, again, thank you, and until next time, happy farming, and also piss off your narrators.